What's the crack, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Kazzy, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my book depository basket. I don't know how many times I've been on that site and I just end up putting stuff into the basket and never actually paying for it. But this is just like a kind of fantasy video where I was like, what would I put in this basket if I had the option of just clicking checkout and not having to worry about it? So I have a list and let's just get into it. First thing that I would have clicked into that basket would have been the entire box set hardback editions of the Lunar Chronicles by Marina Meyer. Over the summer I was listening to the audiobooks of the Lunar Chronicles narrated by Rebecca Soler, and I have been loving them. As I film this, I am currently listening to Winter and I am loving it as well. Like, just the entire series, I want it all. I want the hardback editions because I love how tall they are. I love how tall hardback books are, especially American hardback books. There's just something about them that I just adore and I just need to have them in my possession. So I would love to have the entire box set of the Lunar Chronicles, which includes Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, Winter, and the novella of Fairest, which I believe is the story for Lavana, which is set between Cress and Winter, I think. And I just love the designs of all of the covers. They're brilliant. I absolutely love the colors that are on the whole series. They're like the blues and the purples and the reds, and it's just a phenomenal series and I just need to have it in my possession. With that same vein, I want the entire series of A Court of Thorns and Roses in the hardback editions as well, and the tall hardback editions. I love the look of them. Every time I see Helene Bookland hold them up or put them on her bookshelf tour, I just need to have them, especially the edition that's there of A Court of Mist and Fury. It just looks gorgeous, and blue is my favorite color. Blue features heavily on that cover, and I just love the look of them so much, and the spines of them look a lot nicer than the ones that are the paperback editions here in the UK and Ireland. I just need them. And that includes A Court of Frost and Starlight, the little novella for the end, which is probably a full-length book. But Sarah J Maas just does not know when to quit. Next is the US edition of Vicious in the hardback cover. I love Vicious. I have 2 copies of it already. I have the UK paperback and the UK hardback, and I love both of them. I love the detail on the UK hardback where it has the way that Victor does his annotations and his ways of spelling out sentences, but just crossing out words. I love that in the UK edition, but I love the US one. It just looks ridiculously gorgeous. The way that the reds and the blacks come together, it is ridiculously gorgeous, and it looks very much in keeping with Vicious and what it is about and how dark and bloody it gets at times, which I am all for. And then with that in mind as well, I also want the US edition of Vengeful when it comes out as well. I actually have it ordered from Amazon, weirdly enough, but it better come with the US edition and not the UK one, because I've already got that pre-ordered as well. But I want that edition too because it is stunning. So stunning. By the way, I like things in hardback. I really do. There's just something about hardback, even though a majority of my books are in paperback. But there's just something about a hardback book. Fun fact, I've never read anything by Cassandra Clare. Don't know why that is. I'm pretty sure I have a copy of City of Bones somewhere in my house. I have not seen it since I bought it. I might have got rid of it. I don't know. But in my book depository basket, I want the trilogy for the Infernal Devices, which include Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, and Clockwork Angel. Not necessarily in that order. I don't think they go in that order. That's the trilogy, and I want those. The thing that sold me most on this trilogy, and not any of the other series by Cassandra Clare, is that this one is actually set in Victorian times. That was me sold. Because that just seems more in keeping with what I think the Shadowhunters really are, and it's more like steampunk era, and just, you know, it just seems right to me. I'm probably talking out of my ass. I have the hardback editions in the Book Depository Basket. And the covers for those ones sold me the most, because the covers for paperback and the covers that are here, I don't think I've actually seen the Infernal Devices in Waterstones. But then again, I haven't been looking for it because, you know, I want the hardback ones. And I haven't read anything by Cassandra Clare. And I think you don't necessarily need to read the Mortal Instruments series before reading the Infernal Devices. I'm hoping anyway, but I pick up things fast anyway. And the last book that I have sitting in my imaginary basket on Book Depository is the Spanish edition of Marina by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. If you don't know, I read Marina back in February. Absolutely fell in love with it. The whole aspect of it, it was like Frankenstein meets Phantom of the Opera in Barcelona. In 1980s Barcelona. And it was a translation, obviously. The translation was so beautifully done that I kind of want the Spanish one so I could like see for myself what way it was translated. I don't know, I just really want to have the Spanish edition of Marina. I have a couple of other editions of books in Spanish. I have the Spanish edition of Caraval, I have the Spanish edition of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and Orange is the New Black. Why I bought Orange is the New Black in Spanish, I don't know, because I haven't even read it in English. But I thought it would be a good way to, like, you know, translate, you know, like a page at a time. That was like 4 years ago. So there you have it, guys. These are all of the books in my imaginary book depository basket that I cannot, you know, fathom actually pushing the checkout button, because this would come to like well over £150. Probably closer to about 200, because all of these are in hardback, and hardback editions are a bit more expensive. But who knows, they might find their way into my possession at some point in dribs and drops. I can hope. But thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!